Hello children. In this video we are going to learn to write the different kinds of invitations and their replies. This is a short writing skill which comes for 4 marks. So let us know what are invitations. Invitations are of two kinds: formal invitation and informal invitation. Formal invitation is when we are writing for a lot of invitees. Many people are to be invited in one go. And the second kind is when we are writing for an individual. Now the only difference between both of these kinds is when we are writing for many invitees and for an individual is that we write the name of invitee when we are writing to a specific person or for an individual, and we do not write the name of invitee when we are inviting many people with one invitation. Now we will discuss further and you will be more clear about it. So for a lot of invitees you need to, for formal invitation you need to keep in mind certain points, and the value points are: the whole invitation is written in third person. No you, no I, no me, no we, us, our, ours, yours. No, it is not there. It is not supposed to be there. You are supposed to write it in third person. You may write the chief guest if any. Simple present tense will be used. RSVP is a French expression, répondez s'il vous plaît, which means please reply. So at the end of the invitation on the left hand side you're going to write RSVP. The invitation is supposed to be written in a box. Word limit is of course 50 words, and please make sure that the whole invitation is written in a single sentence. Now the only thing that I have left or put a cross on the left hand side amongst the value points is the name of invitee. This name of invitee you will write when you are writing for an individual. When we'll take examples, you will be more clear about it. Invitee is a person whom you are inviting, the person who is invited. Now as far as the second kind of invitation is concerned, it is informal invitation, and it is as good as writing an informal letter. It carries the letter format. Now we are supposed to learn how to write formal invitations because usually they are asked in our exams. Now let us learn the format of formal invitation. We begin with writing the name of the host, the person who is inviting the people. Then we write a standard expression. In the next slide, I have given 7 kinds of standard expressions to you. Standard expressions means that language which we are supposed to use. Any one of those 7 you can pick. Now, third point is we will write the purpose. What is the event you are inviting the people for? Fourth is invitee. The name of the invitee, please remember, in case we are writing for an individual, we will write the name of invitee, otherwise not. Day, date, time, venue. These are very important. On the left hand side we write RSVP, which means please reply, and you may write the name, address and phone number of the host. So this is as simple as it seems here, and you have to enclose the whole thing in a box. Now what are the standard expressions that we may write? I've listed 7, there may be many. One is request your benign presence. Next, cordially request the owner of your presence. Request the pleasure of your company. Solicit your gracious presence. Cordially invite you to. invite you to join, seek the pleasure of your presence. And after all these standard expressions, you're going to use this line: on the auspicious occasion of, you're going to write the purpose. After the standard expression, you're going to write the name of the event. So this is your way to write the standard expressions. Now, what are the occasions wherein people make invitations? They can be marriage invitations, reception, it can be a lunch or a dinner party, farewell party, cocktail party, birthday, anniversary, special occasion or special celebrations, like if you've scored 95%, your parents are throwing a party, so a special occasion, invitation. So there can be inaugurations of shopping malls, etc., and school functions. Now mainly, don't get confused, mainly we are going to learn how to write 4 kinds of invitations. One is marriage, second is lunch or dinner party, some special occasion, it can be a birthday party. Third is inaugurations, and fourth is school functions. These are the main 4 kinds of formal invitations that we need to learn to write. Now here we have a question in front of us. This is the first example that I'm going to take so that we learn how to write a formal invitation. Dear children, it is very, very simple. Don't be scared because this is something new to you. We've all seen marriage cards, we've all seen cards, and formal invitations are usually written in a card format, a simple card that we get for the marriage functions usually. So the question is, you are Rahul or Rita. Your father, Shri Anand Kumar of Delhi, wants you to draft an invitation to be sent to friends and relatives on the occasion of your elder sister's marriage. Prepare the invitation giving necessary details, and it has to be written in 50 words. Now remember, the main points or the main components of the question are: you will sign yourself as Rahul or Rita. Your father Anand Kumar wants you to draft this invitation on his behalf. What is the occasion? What is the event? The purpose of writing the invitation? It is your elder sister's marriage. And it has to be sent to a lot of invitees, to friends and relatives. So we are not to write the name of the invitee. I hope it is getting clearer now. Let us draft the answer to this question. Mr. and Mrs. Anand Kumar. Name of the host, remember the first point in format. Mr. and Mrs. Anand Kumar, the name of the father, the name of the host. Request your benign presence. The standard expression that I gave you, you may use any. I've used request your benign presence. I've missed R there for you, for your. And then we will write what is the occasion. On the auspicious occasion of. Now the event is the wedding ceremony. Kiska? Whose wedding ceremony? Of their daughter. Then you write the daughter's name as you've seen on the marriage cards. Anu with Ajay. You will give the name detail. You're going to invent these details on your own. Son of Mr. and Mrs. Verma. Then day, date, time and venue. On Friday, 24 November 2020 at 8 p.m. at their residence. You've given the address, residence 203 6B Vikaspuri, New Delhi. On the left hand side, you write RSVP, Rahul or Rita. Remember, Rahul or Rita, one of these is inviting, writing the invitation on behalf of their father Anand Kumar. The host is Anand Kumar. We've written it in the beginning. You may give the phone number, and in the right hand side you may just write with best compliments from all relatives and friends. So this is as simple as this answer. Host, standard expression, occasion, day, date, time, venue, RSVP with best compliments on the right side, and you enclose it in a box. This is your answer, perfect, for 4 marks. Now this year, because the format has changed, the marking scheme is not the format but the marking scheme has changed. It is coming for 3 marks this year. Because of corona issues, your syllabus has been reduced and the new paper scheme has come up. So that has already been discussed by your teachers. So for this year, for 3 marks, otherwise it comes for 4 marks. So this is your answer, perfect, for 3 marks. Now let us discuss the layout, the presentation of the invitation. Can you just see that I have I have broken the sentence. It is written in a single sentence. Please note it. Let me just read it out to you. Mr. and Mrs. Anand Kumar request your benign presence on the auspicious occasion of the wedding ceremony of their daughter Anuvid Ajay, son of Mr. and Mrs. Verma, on Friday 24 November at 8 p.m. at their residence 203 6B Vikaspuri, New Delhi. Now there is no break in the sentence. The whole thing is written in a single sentence and it is written in third person. It is not that I request you or we request you. It is written in third person, Mr. and Mrs. Anand Kumar. Okay. So that is how it is to be written. Now let us see another example. Your school is planning to organize a talk on the importance of promoting art education at all levels. You plan to invite the director, Delhi School of Art, as a keynote speaker. As CCA coordinator of DPS Delhi, draft an invite for the same, giving all the necessary details. Now, who is writing the invitation? The host is CCA coordinator. Of which place? DPS Delhi. We've got the name of the host, and we are supposed to write the person, that is the director, Delhi School of Art, who will be coming as a keynote speaker. And the talk is on, the event is a talk on importance of promoting art education at all levels. Now rest of the details we have to invent on our own. Now let us see how we are supposed to write it. CCA coordinator of DRS Delhi takes great pleasure in inviting the director of Delhi School of Art as a keynote speaker on the occasion of a talk on, I have written the topic in one line, importance of promoting art education at all levels, on 17 November 2020 at 11 a.m. in the school auditorium. You may write, you may add something like awaiting a favorable response from your end. And on the left hand side, again you write RSVP, because if any replies are there, who should it be addressed to? It should be given to the CCA coordinator, because that person is the host. So we are inviting the director of Delhi School of Art and what as the keynote speaker for the day. Now just again see the format. I have written off in just in the whole one line. I've written just one word, off. Then DRS Delhi. I have broken the sentence at the again inviting the director of. I could have written off along with the director, but I chose to broke this line to give it a better presentation, to give a presentation like that of a card. So then you've written the event, the day, date, time, venue. You may write awaiting a favorable response from your end, because you are thinking that the director will accept your invitation to be the keynote speaker for the day on this particular topic. So this was another question for formal invitation. Now here is yet another example. You are a student of Wisdom Public School, Jaipur. The school is holding its annual function on Saturday, the 17th November 2020 at 11 am. The Education Minister, Shri D.K. Garg, has consented to be the chief guest. Write an invitation card to be sent to the parents and other invitees. Now, in the previous answer, we were writing to a particular person, that is, for an individual. So we had to write the name of the invitee, and it's not the name here, it's the designation that we've written, the director of Delhi School of Art. Now here again we have to write the invitation to a lot of invitees. So we are not supposed to write the name of the invitee here. So what is the question? Let us try to understand the content of the question. What is the event? Annual function. Day, date, time, venue has been given. And the chief guest, the name of the chief guest is there, and the rest of the details we have to invent. So we've seen this card in on the occasion of different school functions in our school. So it begins like this: who the host will be for annual function? It will be the principal, staff and students of Wisdom Public School, Jaipur. Solicit your gracious presence. Now the standard expression that I've chosen to write here is solicit your gracious presence on the auspicious occasion of, what is the event? The annual function of their school. So third person, remember, of our school nahi likhna hai, of their school. Day, date, time, venue at 11 am on Saturday, 17 November 2020. Then we are trying to mention, for as an attraction, we are trying to mention who the chief guest will be. Shri D.K. Garg, the Education Minister, has kindly consented to be the chief guest and will give away the prizes to the meritorious students. On the left hand side we write RSVP, Principal, Wisdom Public School, Jaipur, and the phone number. Again, I hope you understand. In the first line, host. Second, standard expression. Third, on the auspicious occasion of, event kya hai. Fourth, day, date, time, venue, chief guest if you wish to mention. It should be mentioned here because this is an added attraction. Who will give prize to the meritorious students? It will be the Education Minister himself. So this is, I hope this is becoming simpler for you to understand and write. So again, just check the just take a note of the layout or of the presentation of the invitation, where I have broken the sentence to highlight different things. I've broken it at between the name of the host and the name of the school. I've again given importance to the occasion, on the auspicious occasion. I have written the event, the name of the event, the purpose of the invitation in capitals, the annual function. So you may break the sentence according to your choice, as per you feel okay, but the whole thing is to be written in a single sentence. Please keep this in mind. Now another example here is: draft an invitation on behalf of Mr. and Mrs. Varun Verma of 156 Vasant Vihar, Ambala, for the celebration of 5th birth anniversary of their son Nikunj at their residence on 10th October 2020. Let us see what is to be written, the contents of the question. The occasion is 5th birth anniversary of their son Nikunj. The venue is given, the date is given, residence and 10th October. Time we have to write on our own. And who's the host? Mr. and Mrs. Varun Verma. Okay, the address is also given. That will be the address of their residence. Let us see how we have to write the answer to this particular question. Mr. and Mrs. Varun Verma, the host. Standard expression: request the pleasure of your presence. The line: on the auspicious occasion of the event 5th birth anniversary, Kiski of their son Nikunj at their residence 156 Vasant Vihar Ambala on date and time. You've given 10th October 5 p.m. RSVP Mr. and Mrs. Varun Kumar. I think it is becoming very simple for you, I know. So you enclose it in a box and the marks are yours. Now, this is the last kind of invitation that I am discussing. I've discussed one wedding. I have discussed about the school function. I have discussed about writing to an individual, inviting for a talk. I've discussed one more kind, and here is the last kind, that is inauguration ceremony. Messrs. Shyamlal and Sons is opening a new general store, and the name of the store is Galaxy Novelties. Where they are opening? In Gitanjali Enclave, Dwarka, Delhi. The inauguration ceremony is fixed for Sunday, the 12th of October at 11 a.m. Prepare a draft for formal invitation for the purpose. So, inauguration ceremony, let us see how we need to write it. The host first. Messrs. Shyamlal and Sons announce the opening of. We are not, Messrs means plural. Announce the opening of Galaxy Novelties. That is, I've written in capitals because it's the name of their store. Now, what is Galaxy Novelties? I'm trying to mention it. Galaxy Novelties, a general store, where? In Gitanjali Enclave, Dwarka, Delhi. I'm trying to highlight the event. Inauguration is the event. Inauguration on day, date, time, venue. All are cordially invited. I'm trying to attract people by giving them inaugural discount of 10% on all items. So you may add this line as an as an additional attraction. Avail inaugural discount of 10% on all items. Now on the left hand side, RSVP Galaxy Novelties phone number. I hope if you see it at a glance, you will be able to understand it the way it is written. Host, announce the opening of, the name of the store, what is it? Shopping mall hai, general store hai, what is it? Whatever it is, you need to write that. Where the store is being opened, what is the event, the purpose, inauguration, date, time, venue, and all are cordially invited. So it's as simple as this. Now, another thing that we are supposed to learn is, we are covering in this video formal invitations, all the 4 kinds I have discussed with 5 examples, 5 questions and their answers. And now we come to the discussion of how we should write the replies to formal invitation. Now, reply is either you will accept the invitation or you will deny it. Suppose you are invited for a marriage function. Now, either we will accept it or we will deny it. Now, usually in India, we don't write our acceptance or our reply as denial to the person who is inviting us. But back in Western countries, it is considered, somehow a formal etiquette to reply to invitations. So we must know how we need to reply, what kind of language do we need to use. Again, it will be written in third person in a single sentence. This you need to remember. Third person, single sentence. Now let us know what kind of question can be there for writing replies to formal invitations. I'll discuss one example for acceptance and one for denial. Write a formal reply. This is a question. Write a formal reply to Mr. and Mrs. Rajiv Kumar accepting the invitation. What was the purpose of invitation? To attend the wedding ceremony of their son. You are Vijay Garg, and you are supposed to invent all the other necessary details. This is the kind of question that you're going to write for, that you're going to get for in your exams for writing a reply to formal invitation. Now you are writing a formal reply accepting the invitation, so we need to accept the invitation, right? So let us see how we need to write it. The date on top of the invitation. Remember the third person, Mr. and Mrs. Vijay Garg. You are Vijay Garg, you are writing as Vijay Garg, so you will begin writing as host. Mr. and Mrs. Vijay Garg thank Mr. and Mrs. Rajiv Kumar, because Rajiv Kumar had invited them to the invitation. He had invited, and Vijay Garg is answering or giving a reply. So Mr. and Mrs. Vijay Garg thank Mr. and Mrs. Rajiv Kumar for their kind invitation to the wedding ceremony of their son Nikunj on Monday 24 October 2000 and inform them that they will be glad to attend the function. They wish the newly wedded couple a very happy married life. Vijay Garg. This is your answer. Now let us know, and let us have a deep insight of how actually we've written this, what all points we have to keep in our mind while writing a reply, either for acceptance or for denial. Now in the beginning we are going to thank the host who had invited us. We are writing as Vijay Garg, and we are thanking the people who had invited us, Mr. and Mrs. Rajiv Kumar. Then we are going to write for what purpose they had invited us. For their kind invitation to the wedding ceremony of their son Nikunj. We have invented this name, the date of the wedding function ourselves. We have to write it. Okay, this is compulsory. We have to write what was the event, when was the event. Okay, you may write the venue also of the event if you wish to. And we are writing in a single sentence, so and inform them that they will be glad to attend the function. You are telling them that you have accepted the invitation and you will be attending it. They wish the newly wedded couple. In the end, you are going to give good wishes to the newly wedded couple. You're going to sign yourself as Vijay Garg. Remember, third person, they wish the newly, inform them that they will be glad for their kind invitation. So all this is written in the third person. Never ever please write it as we will not be able to attend or we will be able to attend, we are accepting your invitation. That will be wrong. Formal invitations has certain limitations. Of course, when you are writing informal invitation, that we are going to discuss in the next video of ours, when we are writing the informal invitation, you are free to write I, me, my, mine, we, etc., etc. Now this was the answer for acceptance of a formal invitation to the wedding ceremony of the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rajiv Kumar, who had invited Mr. and Mrs. Vijay Garg for the same. Now if Mr. Vijay Garg is not able to attend the function, then we are going to write the formal invitation for denial of the invitation. For denial, we are going to write it this way. Of course, the date first, and then Mr. and Mrs. Vijay Garg. The same way, we are going to thank Mr. and Mrs. Rajiv Kumar for the purpose, for their kind invitation to the wedding ceremony of their son Nikunj on Monday 24 October 2000. But in the previous slide, we had informed them that we will be accepting the function and accepting the invitation and attending the function. But here we are going to write that you had invited us, we are thankful that you had invited us, but we regret that they will not be able to attend the ceremony. Remember, you cannot just write down the reply denying the invitation till just by saying that we are not able to attend the ceremony. You have to give the reason, but regret that they will not be able to attend the ceremony due to some prior engagement that day. Because you are busy somewhere else, you are not able to attend the function. It means this, due to some prior means already engagement, you are already involved somewhere that day. And in the end, you will wish the newly wedded couple a very happy married life, like you did in the previous reply also. So they wish the newly wedded couple a very happy married life, and you will sign yourself as Vijay Garg. Now, dear children, I hope I have tried to make the things easy enough to comprehend, and I hope you've learned to write the invitations. Thank you. Stay safe, stay positive.